Every night, thousands of community college students across the state are driving around looking for a place to park so they can sleep in their cars. Anthony White and Matthew Bodo were two of those students. Their Ford Mustang and white Chevy truck were their home for some time.
I spent about 2 years on and off homeless, sleeping primarily in my car while couch surfing, trying to find a stable place to live. During that time, I was a full-time student and still am, and worked a full-time job, but still wasn't able to come up with enough money to be able to afford and pay rent.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and shortly after leaving the Marine Corps, I found myself living in my truck for about 8 months. I am a full-time dad, but unfortunately I had to send my son to live with his mother out of state when I figured out that really the housing situation I was in wasn't going to be feasible.
I can't imagine what that would feel like, and the fact that we have 80,000 kids, 85,000 sons or daughters across California that are sleeping in their cars tonight, and all they're looking for is a safe place to sleep.
A recent report by the California Community College's Chancellor's Office says that about 1 in 5 community college students have been homeless within the last year. Assemblymember Mark Berman has introduced legislation to help. AB 302 would allow homeless community college students to sleep in their cars overnight in campus parking lots.
AB 302 is not a solution to the homelessness crisis. Building more housing is. The reality is that students are sleeping in their vehicles right now. And when we don't provide a safe place for them to sleep, we force them into the shadows, into dark alleys and industrial parks, where they are most vulnerable and at risk of theft and bodily harm.
Many students see community college as an opportunity to improve their lives, and housing insecurity can affect their ability to do well in classes and can even have an impact on their mental health.
I was working full-time, I was going to school in the evenings, and after I left class each night, the biggest challenge for me was, where am I going to go? Where am I going to be in a safe environment where I'm not going to be harassed? I'm not going to have interactions with law enforcement that could potentially have me lose my vehicle, lose my mode of transportation, lose the means of what security I had left.
I did attempt to sleep in my car on campus and was asked to leave several times by campus police. So I resorted to sleeping nearby off campus, which was not well received by the residents of the area, as not only is it illegal, but the residents did not take kindly to it. They did things like vandalize my car, which is a very big deal to me, as that was my home.
I can't imagine how scared you must be sleeping in your car and not knowing, who's outside, who's coming around you, where would you go if something bad happened. I've never experienced that, and you can't help but be moved when you meet young people who are experiencing it right now. This is something really simple that we can do to provide them immediate relief tonight, but it can improve their quality of life. It can give security to them. And how can we not do that? I mean, we have an obligation to these students. We had an obligation to build enough housing for them. We failed there, but we have an obligation to provide them a safe place to sleep while they're trying to go to school, while they're trying to improve their futures.